Hello and welcome back to another episode in this Road to the Zelich video series chronicling my process and attempt at getting my game into the best form possible for what I consider my biggest tournament of the year, which is the Mark Zelich Classic in late July. It is early May, kind of been in the stretch of early tournaments here. Last week, not a great showing, 97, not good, 10th place. A lot of things went wrong, but I felt it was kind of an anomaly. I just felt like it was one of those rounds that just kind of happens, just a bad round out of nowhere, essentially, and everything that could go wrong went wrong, Murphy's Law. So it kind of just flushed it, put it, beside me. I knew I could play well. This week, headed over to Fontana, which is right near Lake Geneva in Wisconsin, playing a course called Abbey Springs for a 2-day event. A course I hadn't played before, but from what I heard, it was a course that you couldn't really miss left. Like, there's out of bounds stakes left, basically on the majority of holes. Very hilly course, which I ended up walking both days. You don't have to walk in these tournaments, but I like to. I will say, I was feeling it the second half, or the back nine on Sunday, the second round. Yeah, it's a hilly course. It's also a course that it has fairly new green complexes. I think they're new within the last 2 years. From what I heard, they had someone go around and inspect the greens that they had, which were basically like upside down bowls. And of all 18 greens, there were a total of 4 legal pin locations. So yeah, they basically had to change those greens. It is also a course that the driving range on property is only like 150 yards deep. So, it's basically like wedge and short iron, warm up. And you get there. So the day before, I ended up going to my home course, to the range, just to hit my driver, or hit longer clubs, just to make sure that I wasn't going to hit it left off the tee. And would you know, the day before the tournament on the range, I am duck hooking every single driver I'm hitting, which scared the bejesus out of me in the first round on Saturday. I hit my driver maybe twice all day. I hit him all right, but I've flared him out to the right. And honestly, I was flaring a lot of shots out to the right. I didn't really hit the ball super great, better than last week. I don't think I could hit it any worse last week, but I was hitting it better, but I was just so deathly afraid of going left in this course that I had never played before, that I was just flaring a lot of shots out to the right. So I didn't really put myself in great positions, but I scrambled my butt off in that first round. I hit 3 greens in regulation and shot an 82, which is the best tournament score I've ever shot. Short game was great. Putting, I made a lot of putts. I chipped in for a birdie on a par 5. I scrambled my butt off, and I didn't have any penalty strokes. A lot of things went my way in that first round, and I was able to play well enough, shoot well enough, and I took a 3-shot lead going into the second round on Sunday, which is a position I haven't really had a whole lot of experience with. There's only been 2 other times where I've had a lead going into a second round in a tournament, and I've lost both times. One time I just completely choked away. That was back in 2016. And then 2021, at the Mark Zelich Classic, I had, I think, a 1-shot lead, and the guy who ended up winning he just shot out of his mind. I would have had to shoot a personal best round to have tied him. So he went out and won it. I'm not upset about that one, but I haven't had this, situation a whole lot, so I was kind of interested to know how I would handle this situation. And well, I come out and double bogey the first hole, which I actually double bogeyed the first hole on the first round as well, and then still ended up shooting 82. So the guy in second place, he got a bogey on that hole, so he gained a stroke. So all of a sudden now my lead's only down to 2 with 17 holes remaining, and I'm like, okay, it's here we go, this is real. Fortunately though, I ended up gaining that stroke back on the next hole, and then just played solid for the rest of that front 9 essentially. I shot a 40, that even included a double bogey on number 8, where I hit a good tee shot, 4-iron tee shot. The wind just barely carried it, and gusted, blew it into the water hazard. That was the only ball I lost all weekend. Great third shot onto the green, and then at about 15 feet for par, and I just got too aggressive, too greedy to try and save the par, because I was 1 over through 7 holes on that front 9. I was like, I'm having a really good front 9 here, and I just got too aggressive and then blew it by and ended up 3-putting, and that was annoying. But shot a 40 on the front, and basically at that point, and the guy in the second place, he was kind of struggling. He wasn't hitting the ball that great. When I shot the 40, 40 on the front. Basically the entire back nine, I knew like I had the tournament won. I had a target score going into the round where if I shot an 85, I thought that pretty much guaranteed me the win, but I would have been happy with anything in the 80s. So when I had a 40 on the front nine, I was like, yeah, we're gonna win. So there wasn't really any pressure on the back nine. I kind of got a little lazy and careless with some swings on the back nine. I ended up shooting a 46. Ended up doubling the 18th hole because, well, I ended up looking at the leaderboard for the first time on the 18th tee. Like, I knew I had the tournament won, but I just wanted to kind of see, you know, what the lead was, you know, or just where everything stood. Just kind of soak it in, I guess. And yeah, I ended up like chunking my drive. And then, you know, hacked it out and then hit third shot just kind of to the left of the green on 18 just because I didn't want to deal anything close to the water that was on the right. Chipped it on and then 2-putted for the double bogey, but still I won by 8 shots. So went in with a 3-shot lead, won by 8 shots, so gained 5 shots even with the kind of careless back nine that I played. But yeah, it's real. It happened. Here's the trophy. I know it's hard to see in the thumbnail just because of the shirt I'm wearing and everything. Oh, just validation, satisfaction. It just feels so good to finally have like the monkey off the back. And to have it happen in a 2-day event, like it's one thing to have a really good round and win that way, and I would not be complaining, but to be able to do it over 2 days, like that's nice. That's so gratifying. And the thing is, like, I shot well enough, my score actually would have won the flight above me too. I played well. Things are going well. Like I said, I had a really good like outlook on this year. I really felt this year was going to be good, and this is kind of like the first sign of that. Like I said earlier, it's just validation for all the work put in to finally break through after not, you know, being able to break through last year, having a couple runner-up finishes, having a runner-up finish this year already. It's a great feeling. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and keep hitting them straight.